People talk about the learning revolution which needs to take place, and in a sense, I feel that it already has, but it's not in the formal sphere. It's been the way in which that we share knowledge and learning socially, and the technology has made possible what I think is always our natural desire. It's just that we've now opened it up beyond the classroom.
Hands up, who remembers the knowledge revolution? Yeah, that's because it didn't happen. We were told it was going to happen. Tony Blair, 1997, said famously his 3 priorities were education, 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 because we had to be ready for the knowledge revolution. What actually happened was that no one foresaw that the economic value of knowledge was going to plummet. But the really exciting part for me is that the social value of knowledge has soared.
Now, inert knowledge is knowledge that you get, but you don't do anything with. So it lies there just inert, not doing anything. And the thing that we know about inert knowledge is that about 90% of it doesn't stick. It's like Teflon. It goes in your head, but because you're not going to use it, it comes out the other end and it never gets used. This explains why you've probably forgotten almost everything you ever learned in school. Because the way schools work is by giving you a ton of inert knowledge. You're only going to use it once, and you know when that is. That's when you take the exam. Has anybody here used their degree in their work? Couple? Yeah. And yet that's usually the first thing that people say. You have to have a degree. I've never used my degree. I've got a bloody degree in performing arts. For me, it's exciting to see, the fact that now we have opportunities in professional learning for academics where your closest collaborator might be on the other side of the world. And we have, I go to conferences now and I meet people that, for the first time, that I've been communicating with on Twitter, and that's really exciting. So the focus of my book really was about informal learning, because this is, I believe, the kind of social and learning revolution which has crept up on us over the last 10 years, and it is changing absolutely everything. We become so used to informal and social learning that we don't even notice that we're doing it. There's a very easy way to demonstrate this. I want to put your hand up if at some point in the last 7 days you have either shared a piece of knowledge or information via social media, Facebook, Twitter, Yammer, or you've received a piece of information by the same formats, by social media. Just put your hand up if you've done that in the last, yeah. It's always about 90% of people. If I'd asked you that about 10 years ago, about a third of the hands might have gone up. So what technology's done has made it possible for us to share knowledge and information, but it's not just about the technology. I want to stress that. It's about the values that drive it. It's about the motivations.
And then they ring the police and they say, I believe you've got a stolen car. The police say, have we? And they say, well, yeah, if you want to come round, the guy's still in bed. It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The guy's in bed. Why don't you come around and arrest him? Which is exactly what happens. The police come around, they arrest him, and of course the guy's sitting in the car from beyond, whip out the phones, video the whole thing, and less than an hour later, it's up on YouTube. And this claw has now become notorious around the world. So the car dealer gets his car back, and it's just about 24 hours since it was taken, and the car is in mint condition. Absolutely perfect condition. Better than that, the claw has left his baseball cap on the back seat of the car. So what does the car dealer do? He puts it up on eBay. And he gets $255 for it. So he's actually up on the deal. Now, when this story broke on Canadian TV, they interviewed the Canadian police and they said, oh, we really don't approve of people taking the law into their own hands like this. But that's the whole point. We do this stuff now because we can share information quicker than our formal institutions can. Now, that in itself would have been a pretty amazing story, but then something really weird happened. I was talking at a conference about 3 weeks after I'd heard this story, and unbeknownst to me, it was videoed and then put up on YouTube. I get an email from the guy who runs this forum who says, I think you might want to go back on the forum. So I went back on, and what do I see but this? So the whole thing starts all over again. they all go, well, who is this guy? He doesn't sound like he's got a Canadian accent. Where did he learn about the story? And then I'm thinking, what's the etiquette here? And I said to my son, what should I do? He said, just lurk. You know, you'll see what happens. So, of course, within a matter of about an hour, somebody says, I found him. Here's his Wikipedia page. He's Sir David Price, born 1924, a British Conservative Party politician who was educated at Eton College with this accent. So, clearly, going to Wikipedia is not your only source of information.